All right, Shalom, Michael. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rachach, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches word and all truth, faith, and sincerity. And yeah, today I just want to tie this lesson, the wrath of the devil. Because we coming into a time, which is ultimately is Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai visiting, the planet Earth, through Esau, man. Because that's part of one of the said powers the Lord said he was going to send upon the planet Earth, which is the sword. And who he's going to do that through? Through Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which is the sword. Matter of fact, let's start off with that. Psalms 17 and verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." See? So the wicked, which we know that's one of the titles for the so-called white man, is the wicked. He is also known as the sword, man. And that was one of the said perils the Lord promised that he was going to bring, to this place. And especially for the Israelites, man. For you so-called Negro, Latinos, and natives, man. This is part of your punishment, the Lord, sending Esau and his wrath, which is this is the wrath of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, man. But we coming into a time where this man, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is finna come down with wrath, with this overwhelming military presence. This man is trying to he's going to try to justify himself of coming down with the sword. It was a few days ago that it was troops being activated, in Portland, man. Once you going, if it's saying troops are activated in Portland, meaning they was already in Portland from the jump, man. And they pretty much is spread out throughout the United States, here in Babylon the Great, ever since Trump signed that bill to bring these reserve troops over here, man. So only thing these devils got to do is put a few pieces in place, and then they're going to be justified in bringing the sword down. Which, because we are the last obstacle in this man's way, man. Before he can crown his enterprise, it says he got to get us out the way, man. So let's get this real quick. This is Revelation 12 and 12, because now this scripture is making more and more sense now. This is Revelations 12 and verse 12. It said, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." See? "Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath." See? Same thing. That's the same spirit that was in Cain, the same spirit that was in Esau. But now the Lord, at one point it was dormant, but now that spirit is once again back on the planet Earth, and it's being made more manifest that this man is the devil and that he always hated us, man. But it said he's coming down with great wrath. Why is that? It said because he knoweth that he had but a short time, and that's pretty much going to be the driving force behind it, because we are the last obstacle in his way, and this man ain't got all day to pretty much crown his enterprise a success. See, that's why everything is with time with this devil, man. Everything is all about time with this man, because he know that he ain't got that many cards to play with now. He pretty much he already exhausted all his resources when it comes down to deception. So the next step is the sword, man. And that's why you have these different plants with these different organizations, such as so-called Black Lives Matters, Antifa. But that's going to be part of the blame and the slander this devil is going to use to justify, him coming down, man. Because at the end of the day, this devil knows his plan is not going to just work. It's not just going to, like how it was so easy for people to, switch to, from cash to cards, even though people still use cash still, even to this day with all this, everything going on. But it was a smoother transition, man. Dealing with these, even from cars to using you Cash App or damn PayPal or Google Pay or Apple Pay, whatever the case. That was a smooth transition. But what this devil is trying to do is get this chip within you. He know he's not finna you know, that's not gonna be a smooth transition, man. You know? And part of that is him going, and part of him you know, him not getting that is he's gonna take his wrath out on us, man. So matter of fact, let's get something real quick. This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes 51. Bear with me. Yeah, this is Sirach 51:2. It says, "For thou art my defender and my helper, and has preserved my body from discretion, from the snare of the slanderous tongue." See? The snare of the slanderous tongue, and that's this devil, man. Why is a snare? Because it's going to justify him rolling down on us, man. Because you know these part of the New World Order, he don't want to have, you know, it's going to be certain Israelites that's going to be loved as puppets and everything. You know, the ones that can influence, you know, Jake. But mostly he's trying to get all Israel out the way, man. That's why part of that commandment on the of their commandment, that so-called commandment of the George Gaston, is to pretty much wipe down there all the population out and leave nothing but 500 million people on the planet Earth. Now, who is that really geared to? So-called Negro, Latinos, and Natives, man. You know, so the snare, the slander tongue, because they're gonna try to justify themselves to roll down on us, man. It's gonna be a point that we're gonna be to blame for the problems here in America, man. You know, even though they see it now, but it's gonna be more and more manifest that they're gonna try to blame us, you know, for the problems here in America, man. You know, they call it one of the rallying cries of Trump. You know, one of his main things, part of his campaign back then, was what? Build a wall. You keep the immigrants out. You know, and things like that. Pretty much dealing with the so-called minority, which is the majority, is the Israelites, man. Everything that's wrong with America is because of the Israelites, man. And that's what this devil is trying to bring forth. It said, "And from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lip that forges lies, and has been mine helper against mine adversary." See? And why I say adversary? Because it's this talking about the ultimate. Why ain't just say enemies? It said the adversaries, which is that's Satan, man, so-called white man, because he's adverse to life in existence itself, man. Which Israel, we represents life, man. But the point is what this man is finna come down with great wrath, man. See, we finna see the desperation of the devil, man. We finna see this man, like I say, he forged lies, meaning he's conjuring up a lie, a big, you know what I mean? That's why you got false flags and false attacks. You know, you got these different even though it is some sincere people in these different you know, what you want to call it, protesters. You know, even though it is some, you know, sincere people within those protests, but he the one that actually forged that. You know, he the one that actually forged that that right there, man. But it's all part of the plan, so this man can come down with this sword, man. Which is, at the end of the day, is the wrath of Yahweh Bashim outside. It's the Lord that's doing all this. This is all part of the plan. See, we coming to the climax of the movie, man. You know. Well, the Lord, hey, like we just read, the Lord is our defender. He's the one that's going to deliver us from the adversary, man. See, we coming to a head. We coming to a point in this movie where everything is going to make sense. We reading all this build up and why Esau hated and this and that. All of it is, as each day go by, is making more and more sense, man. Everything is is becoming more and clear, man. You know. It says, and has delivered me according to the multitude of thy mercies and greatness of thy name from the teeth of them that were ready to devour me. See? They said they were ready to devour me because that's pretty much the plan of this devil. He want to kill us, man. This man want to get rid of us, man. This has always been the case for the so-called white man and the Israelite, the Edomites and the Israelites. Esau always wanted to get rid of us. Matter of fact, let's go to the beginning of it, man. This is Genesis 27 and 41. It said Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. See? Because that's what it all goes down to, man. The birthright. Because with the blessing, the birthright represents eternal rulership. That's what it all goes down to. Power, man. Ruling, man. Having a kingdom. You know, the one you're the one that's able to call the shots. And Esau realized that he's coming. That's why he said he's coming with great wrath, because he knew he had a short time. He got a short time. What he running out of time with? Of ruling, man. You know. So him thinking in his warped mind, this nigga thinking getting rid of us is the blessing gonna fall down to him, man. You know. It says that Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, and that goes into these secret councils. That's why, you know, in his heart, through these different secret councils, it was a Black Lives Matter was formed, you know, and these other different groups that contest the government, the so-called U.S. government, man. You know, dealing with the Negro, Latinos, and Natives, man. It was the devil that actually, you know, forged, you know, these different groups, just so he can justify and coming down on Jake, man. You know, it's saying Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. See? And that once happened in 70 AD, and it's once again gonna happen now, man. You know, it tells you, the Lord, our Lord Yahweh said, these be the days of vengeance. We once again coming into them days of vengeance, man. You know, because just like how back then the Romans forged that lie when Nero burnt down Rome, that was a lie that was forged just so he can come down on the Christians. You know, same thing in this time. You know how these devils come up with these different false flags. You know, I think last year they came up with when they had the so-called Jake and showing them damn Amalekites up. You know that that was a lie that was forged. So because they was, you know, they trying to come up with a good case to come down on us, man. You know, but it all goes back to this birthright, rulership, man. You know? And we finna see the desperation of this man. He's finna come up with a lie like no other. You know, we about to get blamed for everything, man. You know? So matter of fact, let's go back to Sirach, because it said the teeth that were ready to devour me. See, they've been ready to kill us, but they want to, in the eyes of the world, they want to make sure, they want to, you know, have a clean, what you want to call it, a clean reputation, so to speak. They want to be, because America is the so-called police of the planet Earth. They always set up a boogeyman just to throw it down, but there's always a sinister plan behind it. Either they want some resources in your land, or they want to control a certain part of a territory to, you know, these different proxy wars and all that, man. That's the devil for you, man. You know? So let's go back to Sirach 51:3. It says, it has delivered me according to the multitude of thy mercies and greatness of thy name from the teeth of them that were ready to devour me, and out of the hands of such as sought after my life, and from the manifold afflictions which I had. See? So it said the teeth of them, in which we know that fourth beast, the characteristics of that fourth beast, he was known for his teeth, man, his military, man. You know? And that's what we about to see. We about to witness an overwhelming military presence here in America pretty soon. Not just in the city, 3 or 4, a handful of cities, man. You know, this is going to be out throughout America, man. Martial law is coming in a major way, man. There's going to be a major lockdown coming pretty soon. But this is all part of his desperation. This is all part of his wrath. You know, this is all part of him trying to keep, you know, power, man. And that wrath is going to be pretty much geared towards the Israelites. That's why out of the so-called accounting of this man heart, he wants you to be the first one to get the vaccine. No, he wants you to be the first ones to die off, man. You know? It says, from the choking of fire on every side, And from the midst of the fire which I kindled not. See? And that fire is what? The wrath of this devil, man. That's why it's a term called 38 hot. Somebody is heated. Because this devil, he's very pissed, man. He's very pissed. He know he's running out of time, you know. And we the last obstacle in the way. We he already got he already got the Arabs, so-called, so to speak. That wasn't no problem. The Moabites and the Ammonites, these other nations, they wasn't pretty much a big hump to get over. But the Israelites, those are the ones. That's the last, pretty much the obstacle that's in the way before him crowning his enterprise as a success, man. Why? Because at the end of the day, the blessing gonna go to us at the end of the day, man. Meaning what? And just in due time, the kingdom is gonna be transferred unto us. So what he's trying to upset the prophecies by just pretty much getting rid of us, man. And getting us this chip. This is all part of his desperation. This is all part of his wrath. It says, from the depth of the belly of hell, which is America, man. That's the belly of hell. The same thing with Joy. He said he was on the belly of the fish. Then he called it hell. That's America, man. That's America, man. So the Lord's going to deliver us from these things. It said from an unclean tongue and from lying words. See? And that's Esau Edom. Because he's the one that's going to set the narrative, to roll on you. Oh, it was an article coming out. Jake don't want to do the census. Jake is not going to. They were saying that even when they were doing these different test runs, they were like, we need more Negro, Latinos, and natives to pretty much test this vaccine out. And you didn't have no damn no volunteers, man. It's to the point even Jake, it's just a simple nigga. Is not really leaning on Esau, even though they want to be in America, they want to so-called, have a good job and this and that. But it's to a certain extent. Jake just want to chill, man. We're not hunger-bitten, war-bitten, war-hungry type of people like Esau. We just like to chill, man. So they want to be in America. They want to live in America. They don't want to get no vaccine or take no chip, man. And this is all part of the rap. Jake dumb, but you can't trick a nigga too many times. It said by an accusation to the king from an unrighteous tongue, my soul drew near unto death. My life was near to hell beneath. They compassed me on every side. And there was no man to help me, and that's the time we coming into, man. Even where Jake stay at, you got nothing but train tracks and dead ends where you at, man. So let's just say they do lock the city down, or lock your session where you at, party, the session of a city where you at. Only thing they can do is just goddamn lay a few trains on the tracks, man, and don't move them, man. And you trap what you trap. But it's ultimately going to go into what? This martial law when these troops patrolling the streets, man. Because we in that time, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to visit the planet Earth, man. And he's going to do it by the wrath of Esau, man. It says, matter of fact, let's get something real quick. This St. Luke 19, and 41. It said, and when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. See, and that's talking about Yahweh Shai when he wept over Jerusalem, which is the people, man. Why? Because he seen the things that was about to befall our people, man. And not just in that time in 70 AD, but here, man. Because this is gonna be worse than 70 AD, man. See, 70 AD ain't gonna compare to what's gonna happen. See, 70 AD gonna look like a slap on the wrist to what's gonna happen now, man. See, this gonna be a real ass whooping the Lord's gonna give Israel, man. Really 2/3 of our people. That's why it's coined as Jacob's trouble, man. It says, saying, if thou hast known, even thou at least in this thy day. See, and that lets you know is very keen to know, to be hipped on something, man. That's very important to be hipped on something, man. Why? Because now you can anticipate. Now you can prepare. And we ain't preparing physically and carnally. We doing it spiritually and mentally, man. Because there's nothing we can do to overcome Esau. In the physical. Oh, it tells you that his horses is flesh, man. Meanwhile, he got the carnal power over the planet Earth. We ain't got no power. That's why we known as babes. We known as the poor, the young ones, because we have no strength, man. We had to solely rely on Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, man. It said, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things will belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. See? So, and that's what's wrong with Jake. They don't know the time that we're in, man. The very same thing that's belonging to your peace, which is this truth, is hid from them, man. It said, for the day shall come upon thee, that thy enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side. And that's war talk, man. That's the very same thing that happened in the siege of Jerusalem. These devils compass us about. They pretty much cut off the supply of the city, and they kept us in. That's the same thing what's gonna happen with this martial law, man. See, it's gonna be a time where you ain't gonna be able to get up and go to Walmart and you get you a few groceries and buy you a damn PlayStation game as well. No, man. It's gonna be a great famine, but pestilence. You can't go nowhere without this vaccine or this chip. But that's all part of playing this devil too, man. Was that ultimately it goes back to Yahweh by Shema Shah. He just using Esau for it, man. This all part of his the wrath of the devil, man. Cause just like now, you can't go into a store without a mask. Well, the more angry this man get, it's gonna be like, okay, now you can't come into the store without this vaccine. You can't come into the store without this chip. You can't do nothing without the chip. That's what's gonna happen, man. But it says it's gonna keep you in on every side, meaning it's gonna be a more harsher lockdown coming down, man. Martial law, man. It says, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not lead thee in one stone upon another, because thou knowest not, see, the time of thy visitation, see? Because you didn't know the time that we're in, man. If you don't know now that so-called white man is a devil and he hates you, and he's doing everything in his power to get this birthright, man, then that's your ass, man. That's why you come in these different narratives. When you see these different protests, they say it's Black Lives Matter, but when you look, you see goddamn Edomites and Goots, and you might have one or two nigger women, and a few simple Jake niggas, and that's it, man. But Jake Poe be spearheading these things, man. Jake ain't got the mental capacity to get a group of people to protest, and you making signs and all that. No, man. It was this devil that forced all that, but this is all part of the plan for him to roll down on us, man. See, this devil, he's been thirsting for the blood of Israel, man. So he got to come up with a narrative to come down on Israel. But at the end of the day, he's gonna be upset, like we just read in Psalms 17th chapter. The Lord is gonna disappoint this man. He's gonna disappoint this man because everything he have gotten is unjustly, and he's pretty much gonna, when that chip and him coming down with great wrath, that's when he gonna cross the line. Then, man. See, the Lord allowed this man to do all these things to us, castrate us and rape, rob, and murder us to the fullest, but when that chip get mandated, man, and when he's trying to chip Jake, that's when he's going to cross the line. That's when the Lord's going to step in on our behalf and overthrow this man. But the point is that this devil coming down with great wrath, and we in that time. So yeah, I can just hold it with edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Chakodash. Double honors to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach word on truth, faith, and sincerity. DTA, and Bible Ball.